today we're going to be talking about getting this trunk ready for car shows with some really nice looking trunk panels. You'll see here we've cut a board that goes all the way across the trunk, comes up against the front wall here and goes down to the wheel wells. We've also got these boards screwed in from the bottom, and these are for the panels to sit up against so everything stays sturdy. And we also have a middle board that will lay flat on top of this inside of all the panels to help keep the bottoms of the panels pushed up against those boards right there. To get each of these trunk panels the way that we wanted them to fit, we took multiple measurements along each section or side of the trunk. For example, over here on the side, once we had the back panel, the front panel and the back panel cut, we needed to get the side panels. So we measured the distance from the bottom in between each of the panels up along the edge of this front panel where it needed to come over to cover this gap, and then took measurements along this slope and figured out how far it needs to go up to run along that panel because the back panel is slanted in a little bit. We used cardboard to draw out the measurements into the shapes and then test fit everything. We did this for all of the panels. We used cardboard first. That allowed us to make sure that our measurements were correct, because in a couple of cases we had to go back and remeasure, draw out another piece on cardboard and cut it back out and refit. And then once we had all the panels fitting the way we wanted to, we traced the cardboard onto the wood that we're using and cut out the wood. So that allowed us to make sure that all of our panels were fitting properly and effectively, filling in the gaps that we wanted to fill in and just getting the overall aesthetic and look and the angle for the panels that we wanted to get. We've got all of the boards cut right here. This one is the bottom piece. That's just the flat one that will go in the middle of everything. We have the two side pieces right there that we've cut to fit in. This is the front piece, the one that's going to go towards the front of the car. And you'll see we have the cutouts for the trunk hinges to be able to open and close the trunk while the panel's in there. And then this is the one that's going to be all the way at the back. It's got the cutout to go around the trunk latch, and it's cut out to go around the curved edges on the sides of the trunk, where you've got these places right here behind the taillights. This white foam is being used to give the wrapping that we're going to put over this just something soft to be up against. We think it'll look better than just being on the bare wood. Give it a little bit of a depth. You'll notice this does not have the foam on it yet. That's just because we haven't gotten to this piece. I'm actually going to be working on this one next. I'll put some pictures up on the screen of what the panels look like when they're all in the trunk. Obviously the pictures are not when they're fully finished, but it'll give you an idea of what the trunk will look like once the panels are in and we're closing up all of these spaces. Over here on the table, we have a lot of stuff going on, but the main part of this is the vinyl right here. This is a upholstery vinyl. It has kind of a faux leather look to it, and it's got this backing on it. This is what we're going to be wrapping the panels in. So most of the panels are going to be solid black, just that black vinyl, but this panel right here is going to have the black vinyl, but that vinyl is going to have an embroidery on it. I put together an image that I think would look good, so it's going to go basically right in the middle of that panel. So it'll have a little bit of something in the trunk other than just being all black panels all the way around. This is the bottom piece. It's gonna go in the floor in between all of the vertical panels to help keep the bottoms of the vertical panels pushed up against those exterior boards. We've wrapped the black vinyl around it, and here on the back, we have these boards going all the way around the trim that is sandwiching the vinyl, and then we've stapled it all the way around. That's how we're holding the vinyl on. Seems to be doing really good. I like the way this looks. It just kind of, with the foam in there, it gives it like this soft, plush kind of look and feel, which I really like. You'll see that we added some kind of mismatched foam pieces there on that baseboard. That is to allow a little bit of softness between this bottom panel and the baseboard. So this will sit on those foam pieces. And then you see we have the edges right here in between where the side panels will fit. Ultimately, the side panels will go in first, and then this piece will go in last to help push everything tight up against it. And with that, we've got 4 more pieces to wrap in vinyl, and then we'll do the full reveal of what everything looks like in the trunk. We have all 5 pieces for the trunk wrapped in the vinyl, and we have the embroidery completed on the one that's going to be facing anyone that's looking into the trunk. So let's go ahead, get these installed. This is the finished product. All the pieces are in, wrapped in this black vinyl. Everything locks together really nicely, and each piece holds another one in place, so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere or moving. We actually drove all the way to the Pigeon Forge Rod Run with these panels in the trunk like this, and nothing moved out of place at all the entire way. So everything holds together really well. The back panel is cut nicely so you can close the trunk with everything in here, and we have that really nice Chevy Nova SS embroidery in a blue that looks really good with the car. The outline in the center of the Nova is a light silver thread. This is filled in with black, and this is outlined in black, and then you have just the vinyl, black vinyl. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I went ahead and left the trunk light turned on. It's got that blue light, so you kind of get that light blue glow in the trunk with the panel. So I just wanted to show you the full effect when everything is on and installed. If you think the project turned out as well as I do, give this video a nice little thumbs up. If this video was helpful in maybe you working on a project like this, got kind of an idea of how we cut and set everything up, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'd really appreciate the support. I've got more videos planned, some that I'll be working on hopefully very soon. But for now, this is Southpaw Garage signing out.